Hi everyone, welcome to Colette's Thermi Kitchen. Now I thought I would just hop on tonight and talk to you a little bit about the trade-up offer, which has just gone ballistic. Everywhere you're probably seeing about the opportunity to trade up to the TM7. So I thought I'd talk to you about that and answer some of your questions and also just run through a little bit about the TM7. Now, full disclosure, I have done very little prep. Literally 5 minutes ago, I just scribbled a couple of notes down. So I'm just going to go through and wing it and share something that I'm very passionate about, and that's the TM7. So we do have a trade up happening at the moment, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that at the end. First of all, let's have a look at this beautiful trophy that you could have quite easily in your kitchen. Now, it is obviously our new TM7, and everything about it has been kind of renewed, refreshed, and made better, as you would expect with any new product that's coming onto the market or replacing something. It's actually made not in China, yay! It's a collaboration between Germany and France, and Vorwerk have factories in both places, with the main assembly being done in France and the things like the motor, the more specialized parts being done in their factory in Wuppertal. And I was, so thrilled at the beginning of the year to go to Wuppertal and see the factory. What an incredible place. And I came away just thinking how wonderful this company is and how much they give back to the community and the environment. And that was just a wonderful thing, wonderful product, and the company is just brilliant. Anyhow, so I will remember that trip for many, many years to come. So it is basically the whole motor has been reworked. It is not the same as the TM6 or any previous models. It is a maintenance-free Vorwerk silent synchronized motor, which basically means that it is really quiet, which is positive. And of course you don't need to send it in each year to get serviced. The only time you need to get it serviced is if you happen to have a problem or drop it or do something, a little bit crazy. And that service is done usually in our Brisbane office, and it returns quite easily. So it's a simple kind of process. But that's down the track if problems occur, which they shouldn't. Now, let's start at the top and work our way down. So first of all, let's have a look at the Varoma. Now, you're familiar with the Varoma. This is our steaming vessel. It is made out of BPA-free Triton plastic, so food grade, top of the line, kind of the best that you can get out there at the moment. There is nothing cheap and nasty about this product. It is quality through and through. So with the Varoma, you have got a huge 3.3 capacity space. So, that's a lot of veggies, a lot of food that you can be cooking in the Varoma. You can cook a whole chicken in there and have your roasties steaming at the same time. There's so many options. And of course, you've got the Varoma tray, and so you could have your beautiful fish. And I love the fact that now I can put 6 pieces of salmon on there, not restricted to tightly squeezing in 4 pieces in the older models. It is, with the redesign, 45% bigger. It's just so practical, and I love how flat it is, and I love the rectangles. So think about a beautiful omelette on there. That would feed quite a few people and be absolutely delicious. So if you follow me and you're one of my customers already, I love the Varoma, and it's something I love to get my customers really cooking with. It has so many possibilities, and I love this bigger option in the TM7. Right, let's now carry on moving down to the bowl. So the bowl, it is a little bit heavier than the TM6, I wasn't sure about it. I have had absolutely no problem, and I'm a little bit older, got a little bit of weak wrists. I have no problems picking, tipping, whatever I need to do with it. Now the lid, the actual bowl itself, I think is really beautiful, and you're not going to be able to see this beautiful plissé design on it and a ridge design. It is just gorgeous to look at. It's not flat, matte black. It's much more attractive than that. And it's almost like, you know, the bowl has got its couture outfit on, which is great. Now, let's look at the lid. Now, the lid, I love the changes they've made to the lid. One of the things that I used to really not enjoy was popping on the simmering basket. Do you remember? If you've got 6 or 5, you know like that. You've got to pop the simmering basket on and all sorts of different things. But with the TM7, you just have 2 choices. This is the lid cap. This will always be on your TM7. And the alternative is, if you are using your Varoma, then the Varoma sits on top. That's the only 2 choices. Not confusing. You don't have a ton of washing up with extra simmering baskets afterwards, so I love that. So the lid itself, you know, you don't have that peaky hole that goes down the middle, but I haven't found that a problem. You learn to listen when you're doing creams and stuff like that. And you can still drop eggs for meringues and all sorts of things through here on the lid, and it still allows the oil to drip through for emulsification. Now, it is very, very safe, and safety is always at the forefront of what we're doing. You probably have noticed, one of the nice things is that it does not have locking arms, and it just looks so much more sophisticated, I think, you know, rather than having the casing around it. But if you are cooking above speed 2, what happens, it will automatically lock in through strong concealed magnets, and you won't be able to get that lid off. So that is the safety function in terms of speed cooking. And so that is how that locks in place, and it locks in place on the bottom as well. Now, with the lid, what you just want to be careful of, it knows exactly when the lid's put back correctly. You line up the front with the handle. You don't want to just throw it on like you do normally. You just literally line it up with the handle and you're ready to go. Nice and simple. And of course, if you haven't done that, it will throw up an error code just to say, hey, the lid's not on properly. So the lid is great. I don't think there's anything else. And if you've got a TM31, one of the great things is the silicone seal is built in, so you never have to change that, which is another good thing. All right. Moving on down to the bowl again. So the inside of the bowl, that's exactly the same as your TM6. It's 2.2 litres, stainless steel silicone, and of course we've got our wonderful blade. This blade enables you to chop, to mix, to stir, to mix up dough, so many great things. And I love the fact that you don't have to keep putting in new blades and doing things, taking things out, which is what happens with most other kind of appliances. So what you'll notice then, as we've talked about, is this beautiful thermal cover that we have on the bowl. This is brand new to the TM7. And you've got the lovely stainless steel handle, which is very ergonomic. It's really comfortable to actually lift up and use. So the idea with this bowl is that it keeps everything nice and quiet. And it obviously keeps things warm, etc. So just as an example, a few weeks back I was making slow cooked beef cheeks, and they were cooking away for about 6 hours in my kitchen. Andrew was watching footy and he said to me, oh my God, I love this, because you could not hear a thing. With the TM6 or the TM5, he would get really cranky with me because there'll be the little noise going on for 6 hours. It used to drive him potty. So I love how quiet this is. Now, to release the bowl, super easy and so much more comfortable for people to do. It is simply a lever point. So you just push that lever, simple and easy. Out pops the blade, and out lifts the actual bowl. And you'll notice the bowl does no longer have a handle. So if you are a dishwasher bowl cleaner, it's not going to take up as much room, but you want to be using the amazing pre-cleaning function. That's what really how you want to be doing your bowls. And then to pop this back together, I'll just show you the inside of this. So you can see this is all good. Now, I've had my Thermomix TM7 for quite some time, and literally 2 nights ago was the first time I washed this. It just hasn't got dirty, and I just put it into soapy water and let it dry naturally on a couple of tea towels, and it's super easy to clean. So you can pour things out beautifully. So if I'm making my yogurt or anything like that, it is really easy with the design of the pouring spout. It pours over and doesn't dirty up the actual thermal liner. It is also being designed so that you can leave stuff in here if you want to, and it will stay warm. They say up to 2 hours. I haven't gone that long. I've done about 45 minutes, and it's still been lovely and hot. It's attractive enough to take to the table and serve from. And of course, if you're serving, that's the little thing I keep pointing to you to. It's the lovely spoon in the mix shop. It's like a ladle. I love it. And it gets in between the blades, so it's really easy to serve up from the table with that, with your Thermomix. And any questions coming through? Everybody good? No? Okay. All right, so let's now have a look at the base. This amazing thing here. This is what I guess is the heart of your Thermomix, and it is incredible. So I just want to touch and make sure I have done everything in here. Look, the bowl has got things like advanced temperature sensors that communicate between the bottom of the bowl and the base, so it can kind of adjust to help less burning and stuff like that, which is great. And the other thing to mention, the great thing with this is, if you're lifting this off your TM7, you can touch this. This is always going to be cool, okay? It's not going to be hot at all. So that's a really, really cool thing. All right. So let me see. All right, let's just go for it. So here we have the base, and you might be able to see that we have these kind of ribs around there. And that is going to enable us to have new things come in the future. And there's lots of whispers around about what's coming, which is very exciting. If you invest in a TM7, you are investing in the future. And also we have an extra plug in here, so we're prepared for what's coming basically. So that's very exciting. Now, when you turn your Thermomix on, one of the brilliant things I think about the TM7 is that it teaches you all the tutorials, all the help you need is kind of built into this amazing machine. So we have this lovely display. This is tempered glass, and it's designed to get mucky. You can use it wet. It's designed to be used in the kitchen. So pretty strong. You don't need a screensaver or anything like that on it. If you did, Thermomix would be selling them. We don't need those. All right, so what you can actually do with this screen is you can totally start to customize it the way that you want. And if I actually, can you come a little bit closer there, Andy? Is that possible? If I actually start to scroll down, you can see my bookmarks are here, things that I have recently cooked, suggestions for me, and then we've got edit the home screen. So I love to use open cooking, browning, manual mode and steaming. You might like to have the egg boiler there, or you might like to have the sous vide or the blender there for the kids for easy access. You can customize this. All right, you've got your current recipes that are here for the next few days. Now, from here, let's just see how quick and easy and how visual this is. If I just go back home and go into search. Okay, I just want to check there's no recipes. So I am just going to look in here at baguettes. Look at the picture quality, look at the information. You can write your own tips in here. So next time you come into it, you can see and remember how you want to adjust the recipe. You've got ingredient checklists that you can prep by. Now, this is absolutely fabulous that you can look through. And we also have, was I in baguette? No, because I haven't started the recipe. Let's get back to baguette. And you can also go into your preparation stages. Now, one of the lovely things as well, this teaches you, it teaches you how to cook and up your cooking game. So if I'm going to go into this baguette recipe, and I'm just going to hit on step 4, do you want to cook? Yes, please. Very easy to use. Out of all the Thermomixes, this is the easiest. Now I'm in step 12. Now, French baguettes, my community love our baguettes, and it is easy for you to make a baguette, and I like an authentic French baguette. And one of the things that is great are the built-in tutorials. So here we go. This is showing you how to fold and shape your baguette so it has that authenticity. My internet must be slow. There we go. And the thing is, you can skip it, you can go back and look again and again, and you are learning as you're cooking in the TM7, which is absolutely brilliant. And this 10-inch screen is amazing. We've got storms and wet weather here, so my internet is not great. But there's thousands of videos that have these kind of tutorials to up your cooking game. How good would you feel having beautiful French baguettes on the table? Amazing. And of course, there'd be a fraction of the price. So I'm just going to hit there and come out of that. I'm just going to go back home, but that's just to kind of show you, and I'm just going to come out of the recipe, how easy it is. So searching on Cookidoo is super easy. And of course, you will create your own recipe lists. And you know, in my community, I love Cookidoo. Cookidoo has everything we want. And, you know, I love to share recipes that are quick and easy for dinners, because I think that's probably the most important category for us. You want dinner on the table probably 4 or 5 times a week that is going to be taking you no more than 15 minutes, and it's ready to eat in half an hour with very little cleanup. If you're organized, that can happen, easy. So if I go into my recipe list and go, for example, to that one we were just talking about, dinner quickies, I've got 53 recipes in here, and just look at the kinds of things that you can be making on the table in half an hour, otherwise it doesn't get into this recipe list. So we've got, you know, noodles, zucchini, salads, sanchoy bao, just so many different things. I thought that was a different category. That's not my dinner's quickie. No, I did it again. There we go, dinner's quickie. So here we go, that's better, isn't it? You've got, you know, beautiful omelettes and nachos and pasta dishes. So much that you can make in half an hour with a Thermomix in your kitchen. How are you going to feel? You're just going to have a little spring in your step. No more spending like 40 minutes, an hour in the kitchen prepping stuff that you do over and over. Boring for you, boring for the people that are eating it. You're going to be creating amazing dishes, stir fries. You can stir fry beautifully with this, and they're going to be on the table in no time, and people are going to be excited to eat it, and you know cleanup is a breeze. So just amazing how Cookidoo can help you here. So going into our manual cooking, yes, you can use this manually as well. So let's say you want to cook some eggs for the week. You will go into your modes. We've got over 20 modes with the TM7, and I'll tell you what the unique ones are shortly. But you have got so many more images on your TM7, and it just makes it more joyful to use. So I've gone into egg boiler for the very first time. Oh my goodness, what do I do here? Remember I said all the instructions are here built in for you. You just click on show tips. And here you go, it tells you exactly what to do. So you put your eggs in, you put your water in, etc. So it's really clear. And if I go back to egg boiler, and let's say I want a couple more tips, there's more tips. So it tells you exactly how they're coming out and what they look like. So much great information. So I always say to my customers, when you get your TM7, first time you go into any of the modes, make sure you go and read those tips, because you're going to then storm ahead informed, which is going to be great. So you've got blenders, you've got so many great features in here, and you've also got the new chop mode feature. So let's say you've got some apples and you simply want to, you could say, I want to chop them, or you could steam them. What this will do, you'll just follow it through and it will calculate really quickly how long, what speed, what time. It just takes the guesswork out, and that's a fabulous feature. Okay, so let's go back home. So back into the modes, and heading up here to the top, let's look at the ones that are new. So browning is one of the unique ones. Love it, absolutely love it. You saw that on my home screen, one I use so much. So if I'm having a can't be bothered night, it takes me no time to put my TM7 on, and I'll go into browning and I will select a gentle or intense, which is unique. You know, gentle for things like a mirepoix, where you don't want the colouring, it's a gentle kind of heat at high heat, whereas intense, think about caramelised onions, or, you know, really, really gnarly beef cubes and things like that. So I might just throw some prawns in there and some onions and some chilies or something. Prawns will probably take me about 4 minutes maximum, bit of garlic, and I would just change that easily to 4 minutes. 2, 3, 4. Okay, a temperature of 116 tenths, and all I would do then is press the play button, and it would just do that and call me back when it's done. Now you'll notice another great thing on the 7 is you've got the digital twin, which means 2 screens. So on the right you have got real-time action. So here it's telling me, put the bowl on, put the bowl on. Okay, so I'm going to put that bowl on. All right, and now if I take that lid off, it's saying I need the lid on. I need the lid on because we're cooking at high temperature. It doesn't want to spit any oil out at me. So this digital twin is real time. It's telling you exactly what's going on. And as you're cooking, you'll see the level increasing in terms of what you've got in the bowl. Really brilliant. So browning, I absolutely love the browning, and I love caramelized onions so much. And one of the things that used to kind of frustrate me a little bit with the older models is I was controlled. I could only use such a quantity of onions, and I could only cook them for so long. Now I can burn them if I want to. I can get them really, really intense and bring out that caramelized flavor. So, you know, because I'm a bit of a foodie, I love doing that kind of stuff. I love the freedom the browning function has for me. And if you watched my live, last week I think, you can track back and have a look at it. You'll see me using that browning function to create beautiful shredded Mexican chicken, which was absolutely delicious. All right, so we've got the browning function, and we have a new steaming function. Now, the steaming function is a way of kind of steam direction, more control, more power, and this here will tell you if you want the Varoma. I will often, because it's just Andrew and I will just select the simmering basket. If I just want to steam a chicken breast, I will pop it in here and use that. And the Thermomix now knows that it doesn't have to, it actually does that in a different area. So I like steaming, as I said, I like steaming. All right, so let's head on back. So steaming is brilliant. Let's have a look at what else we've got. Open cooking, probably one of my favorites. Absolutely love it. And no matter what recipe I'm using now, I will always finish off in the open cooking mode. So it might be a Cookidoo recipe, and then I go into modes and I'll switch into open cooking and I will finish it off. And what happens in open cooking, the blade does not turn, but it's bubbling away. It's reducing, which means the flavor is intensifying. You can test it, you can adjust it, and you can keep it going there until you're ready. Now and again, just give it a quick stir. It has been such a big game changer for flavour for me. I love that open cooking feature very, very much. And let's see what else we've got. There's another one, warm up. What am I missing? Oh, let's go home and that will tell me. Yeah, I've gone to those ones, and then manual mode. So just going back to the tutorials, the built-in tutorials, you haven't just got things on the various modes, you've got great video tutorials on things like Cookidoo and meal planning, and just so much information that's going to teach you from the machine, which is awesome. And things like the text size, you can increase the text size, so you don't have to wear glasses sometimes. I'll often just kind of work without the glasses on by myself. When I'm doing a live, I think I still need these. Hopefully soon I won't. So absolutely great from there. All right, so the other great thing that's not long come on is the on-screen remote videos and the remote recipe handover. So you can hand over recipes to someone else. It's quite clever. And if I'm making something and I'm sitting in my study, my phone is now connected, and my phone will ring to tell me my Thermomix needs attention. So it doesn't matter where I am. I love that I'm constantly connected to what's going on and to what I'm cooking. All right, so I'll go back and answer questions as we have them afterwards. I'm sure there's tons I've missed out, but honestly, in my opinion, this is the easiest Thermomix to use, and yeah, so much fun to use. This big 10-inch screen is the bomb, absolutely amazing. Now, of course, all the little bits and pieces that come with it have been upgraded too. So your spatula has been upgraded to this one. You've got a little lip that you can use here in your measuring basket, which makes that super handy. Your butterfly actually makes better meringues. You've got an extra wing here at the end, and that does make a difference in scraping that bowl and bringing stuff back down. Love that. Now, so lots of stuff to come. I'm actually thrilled that I have just received the TM7 cutter, so I'm going to be playing with that next week. It's due to be coming to us sometime in the near future, so you'll be able to get your hands on this. The nice thing with the TM7 cutter, it includes the spiralizer, and I love the spiralizer. I've used many spiralizers, hands down this is the best. The cutter and the grater, I kind of think it's very similar to any other good quality cutter grater you would get, but this spiralizer is brilliant. Okay, now, so let's just mention this beautiful trade up that we have at the moment. So remember, we have always got payment plans, so you can get one of these in your kitchen, and the great news is the delivery time is right back to normal. So a week, 10 days, you should be having your Thermomix delivered to you, no longer having to wait 3 months, etc. So that's great. Plenty of time for Christmas cooking. So with the trade-up offer, you can see here, it depends on what model you want to trade up. So if you have a TM31 and you trade it up, you're going to get a discount of $250. With the TM5, you're going to trade up and you'll get a discount of $450. And if you have a TM6, you can trade that up and you'll get a discount of $750. Now, whether you decide to try and sell it privately, or whether you just can't be bothered with the hassle, or you've got a broken screen or whatever, it doesn't matter the condition of these machines you're trading up. You can trade up quite comfortably without the hassle, and it's a simple process. What you do is you reach out and you say, Collette, I'd love to trade up my TM5 for the TM7. And it's a simple case of I will send you a special link to enable that to happen. And then once you've gone ahead and paid the difference, Thermomix sends you an email with a postage return paid voucher. You wrap up your Thermomix, the old one, and put a towel or a blanket or something around it, because Thermomix are going to be refurbishing our older ones, which is going to be great, and donating them to charities. You then drop it off at the post office, give them the voucher code, they'll accept it and lodge it. Once it's lodged, that's the trigger for Thermomix to start dispatching your own TM7. So a very simple and exciting process, and what a gift to get before Christmas. Oh my goodness, it's just incredible. Now the last thing I just want to, the last thing I just want to mention, I don't think I mentioned the price of the TM6, 2649. So it's only 2649, and as I said, you've got 24 months interest free and so many other payment plans. And yes, you can use those plans in conjunction with the trade-up. Now the other thing I want to mention is support. Now when you get something new in your house, you know, it's good to have support with you, and whoever you're buying from, I'm sure will do a delivery demo with you, etc. I just want to tell you what I do. I am very big in the support area, and that is why, you know, I am the top consultant, not because I'm super good or whatever else. I am super passionate, and I want my customers to be the best Thermomix users out there. So I have a separate community where we inspire each other, learn, play, cook together. The moment every week that we're cooking something for Christmas, we're getting our Christmas hampers ready. And it's an amazing way to embrace the change, to make this your new habit. So once you order or upgrade, what happens is I then send you an email. In that email, there's a whole heap of videos. There's one video that takes you right from unboxing, setting up, going through each of the stages, the modes, the customization, troubleshooting. And it's a video that's chapter marked, so you can go back to it at any time. There's a full in-depth video on Cookidoo. So you can actually take the opportunity, and most of my customers do, to have a big Cookidoo clear out and to get yourself TM7 ready. There's recommendations for your first cooks, and then we start to cook together, learn together, and just embrace the TM7. So for me, very much about supporting my customer. Please be assured, I had a long conversation today with someone who had maybe not the best experience, but she ended up doing an upgrade, and basically very, very happy with what I was supplying. So, and of course, you've got YouTube there as well. Anyhow, that's me. I love my Thermomix. I love my Thermomix business. I think the company is an amazing company. You can come and earn these yourself if that's something that you want to do. But I guess just check in on my page, because I think it's every Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's every Tuesday night and every Sunday afternoonish. I do a demonstration where you can see me cooking in this. You can actually get to ask questions and learn a lot more about it. And because, you know, it is an investment, it will be the best investment you ever make in your kitchen, no doubt. That's going to give you more ideas. So there you go. I hope that's kind of cleared up a little bit, talked to you a little bit about the TM7, our beautiful trade-up offer. You can find my information on thermikitchen.com, and there you'll be able to put in a contact form. There's information about the 7, you'll see videos that I've made, all sorts of other information. And if the time is right for you to trade up, get a TM7, please reach out. I'd love to support you on your journey, and it will definitely be a fun journey, especially with Christmas around the corner. Thank you, everyone. I will go back and answer the questions afterwards. My name is Collette Mitrega. Remember, thermikitchen.com. And absolutely, I would be so grateful if you could just hit that share button. My regulars, you know what an impact that makes on my reach, and I'm always so grateful for you doing that.
How long is the trade-up offer valid for?
Until the 17th of November, so only a few weeks. So, you know, talk to me if you've got questions or concerns. I'm not going to push you into getting a TM7. I'm not a pushy salesperson. I will give you the information so that you can make a considered and informed decision. Whether you have a TM5, a TM6, TM7, I am still here for you. I have lots of customers that, you know, people sometimes aren't in the right position. But with this offer, maybe the time is right. Yeah, 17th of November.
There's one question here. I don't quite understand it. You might do. It says, is the keyboard ant larger?
Yeah, the keyboard font is larger.
Font.
Oh yeah, you can have a small or large font, which is great. And you've got this big 10-inch screen. It's like an iPad. It's brilliant. I love it. Yeah. But I will go back and answer those questions. 2 good questions there. Good pick up there, Andrew. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful evening. And I will look forward to touching base with you probably over the weekend with another great live. My name's Collette Mitrega. Thanks for hopping on. Bye for now.